Umar radiallahu anhu, he recited Surah Al-Tur until he reached the ayah where Allah says, Inna adhaba rabbika lawaqi'. When he recites that verse, what does it mean? The verse means, Inna adhaba rabbika, verily or indeed, the punishment of your Lord is to come. He recited that verse and he cried, Umar radiallahu anhu. Very sick. وَاشْتَدَّ بُكَاهُ, and his crying became excessive. حَتَّى مَرِضَ, until it became a reason for him to become sick. Umar became very sick from it. And guess what? وَعَادُوهُ, and the people came to visit him. He was now a patient. They were visiting him. And you know Umar radiallahu anhu, how strong he was as a person. As you all know, Umar radiallahu anhu, he was stabbed while he was praying, right? And the dagger was put in the back of his, he was reciting either Surah Yusuf or Surah Al-Ra'd, Salatul Fajr. Abdullah ibn Abbas said, I was at the back. I just heard his recitation come to an end. He radiallahu ta'ala anhu was taken home. When he was taken home, they gave him milk. They gave him water first, he drank it, then they gave him milk. The milk came out of his body pure. So then they realized, okay, he's not going to live. His son, Abdullah ibn Umar, what he tried to do is he tried to put like a pillow under his head. He got the earth, the sand. He made a little pillow, like a cushion for him, and he wanted to put his head on it. Umar radiallahu anhu, he hit it with his hand. And he said, Wayhak, woe be to you. ضع خدي على الأرض. Place my cheek on the ground. عساه أن يرحمني. Maybe Allah might have mercy on me for that. Yani, putting somebody's face on the ground is what? It's not a, it's not a sign of arrogant people that would never let their head touch the ground, right? He's the Khalifatul Muslimin. The position and the power that he has that day, Abu Bakr Umar radiallahu anhu. He's saying this. ثم قال, he then said, وَيْلَ أُمِّي, woe be to me. He said, وَيْلَ أُمِّي إِن لَمْ يَغْفِرْ لِي. I have truly lost if my Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have mercy on me. He would go by a verse when he praises Qiyamul Layl. وَكَانَ يَمُرُّ بِالْآيَةِ فِي وِرْدِهِ بِاللَّيْلِ. Wird is the portion that's designated for the person to recite for his Quran. It's wird. They go in chronological. Today I have to do two, just the old. Umar, as the Khalifa of the Muslims, he had his wird at night, his Qiyamul Layl portion that he was going to recite. So whenever he would read, he would go over some verses and that would tear him up. Then that would cause him to stay in his house for days. The people would come and visit him as a patient, sick. Umar radiallahu anhu, he had 2 lines which were black. Due to what? Crying. Abdullah ibn Abbas said to him, Umar, on his last days, before he passed away, he said to him, مَصَّرَ اللَّهُ بِكَ الْأَمْصَارِ. You conquered so much land, Umar. Umar conquered Baytul Maqdis. He took over the keys of Baytul Maqdis. The bishop said he's not going to give the keys to anyone except Umar radiallahu anhu. He has to come. Umar came from Medina. Him and his servant, they were both exchanging the riding beast. Umar would go on for a bit. His servant would go for a bit. He would go on a bit. He would come from Medina, ila Bayt al-Maqdis. When he reached, whose turn was it? It was his servant. And Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, look, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I know we were taking turns, but now we're there. It's not nice for the people to see Amir al-Mu'mineen on the what? On the ground walking, and the servant on top of the riding beast. He said, woe be upon you. Fairness is fairness. He went to Bayt al-Maqdis. He took the keys from Bayt al-Maqdis. He promised the Christians and the Jews and everyone who was living there that nothing would be done to them. No one would be harmed. Nobody would be attacked. Women and children would not be touched. And he went back to Medina. رضي الله تعالى عنه. مصر الله بك الأمصار. Lands وفتح بك الفتوح. Many lands were opened on the hand of Umar. وَفَعَلَ, and you did, Umar, all of these things. And he said, وَدِدْتُ أَنِّي أَنْجُو لَا أَجْرَ وَلَا وِزْرَ. I wish that Allah saves me Yawm al-Qiyamah. No reward, no punishment. None of them.